Hello there, and welcome to a new League of Legends video. And today I want to talk about the Keystones for Teemo and why I think that Fleet Footwork is such a good keystone for him. I've been playing around since preseason with Teemo quite a lot, and I've tried out all the usual keystones from Airy before it was nerfed and after it was nerfed, over Kleptomancy to Glacial Augment, and yeah, well, they all feel like solid keystones in a sense. I don't think there's anything wrong with playing Area or Kleptomancy or Glacial Augment on Teemo, but overall, there are a multitude of reasons why I feel like Fleet Footwork is such a great keystone for him. So let's get right into this. First off with the basics. Fleet Footwork heals you. That's the first thing that I really want to point out. It's basically a mini sustain you get all a few attacks or such, and it helps you a lot in sustaining your lane because this is one major weakness of Teemo. It's basically without such a keystone pretty easy to poke Teemo out of lane, and you can't do much about that apart from going for a corrupting potion or something like that, or going for too many health potions. Either way, it's not too useful. It's way better to have some built-in sustain, and that's where Fleet Footwork kicks in. And also, another point which is really important for me to play, for why I play Fleet Footwork, is the mini speed bonus. A lot of players actually try to put in their poke or their aggression moves into you when you're last hitting. So Fleet Footwork gives you a bonus movement speed thingy whenever you have a charged attack, and that's really great because you can dodge the stuff aimed at you a lot easier when you're having the speed buff. These two components alone are really powerful in speaking for the use of Fleet Footwork, but there's even more behind that. But for that, we need to compare the other trees. So when you're running, let's say, Airy and something else in between, you get from the passive bonus only some ability power and no attack speed, which is kind of bad because I feel like Teemo really needs the attack speed. Attack speed is a very good skill for him because of how his E works. When you look at it, it deals damage upon impact and damage for seconds. So this means we're already having some skill built in, which upgrades the value of our attack speed on its own. So when you're going sorcery as a main tree, you're not getting attack speed, you're getting some ability power, which also flows into the power of your toxic shot. But generally speaking, 2 toxic shots because your attack speed is higher are more worth than 1 ability powered empowered auto attack. So that's basically the idea here. And with a precision tree, you get the attack speed. So that's point 1 why I think that Fleet Footwork is better than Airy. But what about Kleptomancy and Glacial Augment? So the way Inspiration works, you get the full bonus from the secondary tree. Alright, so we can pick Inspiration and Precision, right? So we get the attack speed passive, which is great. But then I can't take sorcery and I don't have mana flow. Mana flow ban, in my opinion, is one of the most broken runes existing right now in the Runes Reforged system. And it basically gives you the power to poke, harass, shroom, whatever you want. You're not running out of mana. It's so powerful. And every time I didn't play mana flow ban on my games, I felt like it was a lot harder to actually play around my kit. I mean, I feel like mana flow ban shouldn't exist in the way it does right now. It's making mana management kind of redundant, but it is how it is right now. So that's one point why I think that Inspiration Precision is not as great because you're lacking the mana flow ban. And if you're going Inspiration Sorcery, you'll get the ability power, but again, you're not getting any attack speed. So that's basically really bad. Just like this play from me here. Don't do that. That sucked. Anyways, so we're sitting there having then the option either taking attack speed or taking mana flow ban when we're running Kleptomancy or something like that. which is something I don't like too much, to be quite honest. I feel like attack speed is a very, very important stat for Teemo. So that's the thing about these three options when you're running either Inspiration, Sorcery, or Precision. I feel like when you're running Precision, you're getting the best out of all worlds. You're getting the attack speed, and you can pick up Sorcery secondary and get in the juicy, juicy mana flow band, which really helps you a damn lot. Alright, but the reasons why I fell in love with the with the Fleet Footwork are not over here. It's also affecting my itemization a lot. Because usually when you're running a non-attack speed tree, you're pretty much forced to build some Nashor's Tooth or some attack speed item at least as your second item. But to be quite honest, I don't like the Nashor's Tooth as the second item too much, because it only gets really powerful once you're having some more ability power going on, and before that, it's more of a mediocre item. And yeah, well, it's 50% attack speed on the Nashor's Tooth, while the Precision Tree gives you 18%, and then another 18% for the legend, for the Alacrity Legend passive, which is really big. So when you're going Precision, you're getting 36% attack speed eventually on your own. So normally I finish up the Legend Alacrity around something like minute 12 to 14. So what I want to say with that is you're not forced anymore to buy the Nashor's Tooth secondary because you're getting crazy with this shitty attack speed of yours. And it opens up your build path by quite a lot. Right now, my favorite is running Liandry's into Hextech Gunblade, which even intensifies your sustaining ability on the lane by a lot. But it also opens up the option to go like here, like I did here, with the Spectre's Cowl as an intermediate item to cover up the damage of the Yorick. And generally speaking, you're already having the attack speed you need from your runes. So you can build what you need, and you're not longer bound to build attack speed. Because when you're not building attack speed, you're having one problem. You're pushing too slow. You will need every single shroom for pushing issues, and that's actually not ideal. I really like to have these mushrooms for Teemo available as a setup for the area, because, well, if you're not setting up your fighting grounds, you're basically shit. So that's the basic thinking about the Fleet Footwork here. It's a combination of sustain and opening up your build path in a manner which really brings you ahead. I think the only thing that was comparably strong was the Kleptomancy pre-nerf. I don't know how the nerfs now in 8.2 influenced Kleptomancy for a ranged champion, but I was never a fan of Kleptomancy in the first place because I don't think it will stay pretty long like it is right now. Because it's not... Well, I think it's gonna hit a nerf or two again, but also it's a matter of taste. I think it's fine, you can still run Kleptomancy, I guess, on Teemo even after the nerfs, but I don't like the RNG involved in Kleptomancy, to be quite honest. I prefer things which I can rely on, like Fleet Footwork. It's a heal I can rely on, it's a speed buff I can rely on, and it's actually giving me everything I need, regardless if I'm able to hit in the poke or something like that. With Kleptomancy, I feel always like it forces my playstyle into something which I'm not thinking is ideal in every case, but, well, to put it like that, inspiration brings me to too many, to reckless plays. Yeah, that's the point. I get greedy because I want to get all this gold, these extra stacks, and then I'm playing shitty stuff. It only happens because I get greedy, it's my own fault, I'm well aware of that, but it doesn't happen when you're having something reliable like the Fleet Footwork here. So, that's the gist of it. I don't think that there's something like a optimal rune right now for Teemo. I feel like well, it's the runes reforged thingy is feeling still pretty weird for me. I feel like it's unfinished in a sense, but right now as it is, I totally prefer Fleet Footwork over everything else, and or when I'm playing Teemo. It's only me. You can for sure share your thoughts and ideas about that in the comments below. But give it a try. It's actually more powerful than you think. You're not missing too much power there. You're sure your early game impact is a lot lower than when you're running area or something like that, because you're not having too much damage early on. But pressuring and poking with Teemo and during the first 4 levels is always a very risky ordeal because you're pushing the enemy, you're pushing the wave into the enemy turret really early. And in this game, the enemies had a Lee Sin, and if I play aggressively into something like Yorick because I have the damage to kill him quite early on, I also end up being very, very gankable, and I'm not sure if this is the optimal way to play it, because before level 6, Teemo is a very, very weak champion in general, and yeah, that's just my playstyle, I guess, but give it a try. It's really not as bad as it might sound to have no ability power on your rune page when you're playing Teemo. So enough of all this. This game is not taking any much longer. They surrendered at minute 15 there. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Feel free to leave some comment. I'm really interested in your thoughts about my rune preferences here. And until then, have a nice time and see you guys soon. Bye bye.